This is Paul, a construction worker. And this is Susie, Paul's friend, who is also a construction worker, but in a different state. Paul works for a local contractor in his area and earns a middle-class income thanks to the prevailing wage law in his state. Data shows that states with prevailing wage laws have a higher percentage of work completed by in-state contractors and workers, which keeps taxpayer dollars in the community. Susie's state doesn't have a prevailing wage law, so she earns less than Paul for doing the same type of work. Paul has a great work environment, and his contractor, who lives in his community, is very concerned about his safety and training. Susie's contractor is from out of state and doesn't care much about safety and training. In states that don't have prevailing wage laws, not only is productivity lower, but injury rates are higher. The projects Susie works on are usually stressful because there's a shortage of skilled labor in her state, so she and her other co-worker end up working longer hours to compensate. Economic research shows that state prevailing wage laws increase apprenticeship training in the construction industry. So prevailing wage laws help correct the market failure of insufficient worker training in construction. Susie's state used to have a prevailing wage law, but after it was repealed, apprenticeship training fell by 40%, which is not unusual. A lot of the construction workers she works with are on food stamps and other public assistance programs because of the pay and general conditions in her state for construction workers. Many of them also don't have health insurance. Paul's group of fellow construction workers are much less reliant on public assistance. They earn over $3,000 per year more than the workers in Susie's state, so they don't need public assistance, and most of them have health insurance. The extra income earned by workers puts more money into state revenues and into local economies. Paul's friend George is a veteran who works in construction these days in the same state as Paul. Veterans make up 5.8% of the total workforce in the United States, but are 6.9% of the construction workforce. That's partly because prevailing wage laws boost the income of veterans in the construction industry, as well as improve their rate of employer-provided health insurance. Prevailing wage states also have less poverty among veterans in construction. George doesn't have to rely on a lot of government assistance like the blue-collar workers in Susie's state. Paul's contractor is also glad there's a prevailing wage law in the state because it helps him attract and retain workers who are better skilled and able to build schools, roads, and bridges safely and at a high quality. Strong communities are built locally with highly trained workers. That's why prevailing wage is a win-win for everyone. Visit us at www.iiiffc.org for more information and let your local politicians know that you support prevailing wage.